Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and I am amazed by Miss Black Titanic's commentary and her expose on what truly resulted from her case against Stormi Steele, formerly of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I want to go through all of the details because they totally are pieces to a puzzle. And tonight, Miss Black Titanic, she added the final piece to the puzzle. And we have to get into it all. So before we do, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Of course, everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on a trip down memory lane at a warehouse parking lot is allowed. All right, so Miss Black Titanic exposed on her channel that she dropped the lawsuit against Stormi Steele. This is major because if you remember from Stormi's Instagram post, she actually said that the case was dismissed. She says, case dismissed. Sometimes your greatest setup set you up for your greatest come up. Light always wins. Oh my gosh, girl. Light, the way you cursed her out. This happened at the beginning of the year because a fan of a reality TV show I was on chose to show up at my warehouse. Fast forward, not only was this meritless case dismissed, I won all year in spite of every attack sent my way. I took the high road. Girl, are you serious? I took the high road the whole journey. Being on the reality show I was on was a great experience, from the network to the producers and the majority of the cast. However, I was about my business before it. Made over 30 million, and anything that jeopardizes my business and the table I built for myself, I choose me. I can't wait to see what God has in store for me next. Now, I do want to note that Latrice Rogers from Bell Collective says, I was waiting on this video, and then she's got laughing emojis. I'm going to circle back around to that, okay? So let's go back a slide here. Okay. All right. So Miss Black Titanic stated that she went on ahead and dropped the lawsuit because she lost loved ones. She and her friend Shay, who was with her that day in the parking lot, Shay lost her daughter. My condolences to them both. And Miss Black Titanic said that it got to the point where she was no longer answering the prosecutor's phone calls, and that she went to them in person and asked them to drop the case because Miss Black Titanic was so stressed out after losing loved ones that she just could not focus on the DV case against Stormi. So Stormi lucked out. And in my opinion, she fled that show while her luck was in her favor. That's what I think. I'm going to circle back around to it though. So Miss Black Titanic, she broke it down. Definitely check out her video. She's going to show you her redacted legal documents where she redacted personal information, and she even circles for you a legal term, null pros. It's a legal term that means to be unwilling to pursue or not to wish to prosecute. It's a Latin phrase that's used in Alabama and other U.S. jurisdictions to indicate that a person or plaintiff has chosen to voluntarily end a case before a verdict or trial. So the meaning of null pros, it's a formal notice that a prosecutor or plaintiff is abandoning a lawsuit or prosecution. And they gave an example of it where a city in Alabama decided to use null pros to dismiss pending criminal charges for delinquent sewer and garbage payments. And it's a benefit for the defense. Now, Miss Black Titanic, she was careful to note that this is not an acquittal. so the defendant can be re-indicted on the same charges later. And during the video, Miss Black Titanic says that the judge said to her, you can always circle back if you decide to. It sounds like the judge was empathetic to what Miss Black Titanic was going through personally. And she was not just going to say, well, since you have to walk away right now, forget it. She just gets to get away with what she did. I feel like it sounds like the judge definitely had compassion for Miss Black Titanic. Miss Black Titanic made an excellent point when she said that when Stormi went live on Instagram cursing her and Shay out, she thought she was exposing a millimeter blogger in a negative light. But what Stormi did not anticipate was Miss Black Titanic taking that footage to the police. And I definitely agree with that. I think that, when Stormi decided to go live on Instagram, she thought she would be exposing a millimeter and it was going to work in her favor. But once she got the DV charges and the harassing communication and had to turn herself in, then all of a sudden, in the most recent episode of Love and Mayor Chunksville, it became, while I was cursing and crying, my phone went live. So excellent, excellent point, Miss Black Titanic. You are definitely correct there. And it sounds like because she had charges, that was something that she and maybe some help of production helped her to cook that up, that, she went live by mistake. And then I want you all to know, in case you can't see, I Googled Noel Prost, Alabama, to get the Alabama specific state law when talking about it. So thanks again to Ms. Black Titanic, because she broke it down in layman's terms, even where I could figure out what to Google just to add to my knowledge as well. Miss Black Titanic, she said that Stormi sells out of her warehouse. She said that Stormi definitely sells product out of her warehouse. I don't know, for myself, I can't confirm that or have any sort of proof of it, but she said that she does. Now there is it's like, yeah, I guess it would be a skincare line. It has like essential oils. It's called Flower Bomb Oil and is owned by a Black woman here in Metro Detroit. She has her facility. I want to say it's in Ferndale, I think, where she ships out of. But I do think you can go there and purchase. And I'm just bringing that as an example that it would not be far-fetched if you could sell from the same facility where you also stock. And that's just like people who do sales, like if they if they sold bedroom candy or pure romance and they kept product in their home and they were open to letting people go there to purchase product as well as they could order it and have it shipped to the customer. So it's sort of similar, definitely feasible. But Miss Black Titanic said that Stormi sells product out of the warehouse. And Miss Black Titanic, she called out Carlos King for using her and calling, out the fact that she was used for a storyline. And it just really made me think about this whole attacking the largest fan base of the show for a storyline. And I have to wonder if Stormi leaving the show is just theatrics. Is it just a dramatic exit for her to return? At first, when, the rumors were flying in the summertime because she went live on Instagram insinuating that she quit the show, at first I was thinking, she's selling product on TikTok. She doesn't want to F that up. She doesn't want the management or leadership at TikTok to, think she's this ghetto person who curses out the elderly. So she's bowing out now. But what if, leadership at TikTok, really doesn't care? Or, there's really no bearing that any DMs or emails could do, and she could still have her TikTok shop. And this is just all theatrics, a theatrical exit, and then she will return. Maybe not next season, but if Love and Marriage Huntsville were to get 2 more seasons, what if Stormy sits out the next one and then return 2 seasons later? Kind of like Destiny, okay? Destiny disrespected Miss Van and Melody and said, you need to worry about pimping out your daughter. She sits out the very next season, season 6, only to return season 7. And so then it makes me wonder, will we see Tiffany Whitlow return as well? Is she just sitting out this season to make it look like the fans really, really got to her? Because I actually view Tiffany as like super tough cookie. I mean, anytime you join a reality TV show and right out the gate, you bust on someone's kid for vaping in the bathroom in school, you have the BALLS to do that. I just feel like, I'm not saying she could not have those type of ideologies, those types of suicide thoughts, but that just really, really shocked me, shocked me. And I know that I remember her saying that, that she felt like the fans were really harsh. She got a lot of mean messages, so she bowed out. But now I just wonder, was this all a plot, like in the making? And will she return? We'll have to see. And will Stormy return? Miss Black Titanic further exposes the plot by pointing out, Stormy saying, or Latrice Rogers from Bell Collective saying, she sent me a video saying, I'm in jail. That was from last night's Messy Monday show with Carlos King featuring Destiny Payton and Latrice Rogers from Bell Collective. We all know how Latrice Rogers were saying, in terms of fans speaking up for you when they see you being bullied by numerous people, if they show up to the business, I really don't care because the owner of that business has been bullying me. She also said during that Messy Monday show that Stormy made a video and sent it to her like, girl, I am in jail. And Miss Black Titanic was saying, who gets to make a video while in jail? If you've watched my videos, I've talked about how I look at police body cam on YouTube all the time. Trust me, baby, don't nobody get an opportunity to whip out their cell phone, go to their camera, and make a video like they're filming an IG reel for their Instagram account. But that was what Latrice, revealed that Stormy did. So it is giving theatrics, is giving almost like a spoof of being in jail. And I remember from the first half of this current season, Stormy said, oh, I have to turn myself in, but I'm going to make sure I'm looking good. And she had her makeup artist there. She's wearing Fendi, it almost like making light of it, turning it into a joke. I don't think that Carlos nor Stormy was banking on Latrice saying that she got that video from her where it was like a joke. She even said during the episode that she was only there for about 15 minutes. But in those 15 minutes, she, got really anxious. It sounded like she may have had a panic attack. She said that the people were really nice to her. She admitted that the law enforcement was really nice. I'm guessing she wanted to make sure that all of us knew she wasn't being manhandled or had like this horrible experience. But Miss Black Titanic brings up an excellent point. It's giving, I don't know if they let her play around with her cell phone to make a video. Obviously they did. Or, it's giving setup. And that is something that Miss Black Titanic's video, that is the overall theme, that it was a setup to expose the millimeters for being inappropriate, outlandish. But what they did not expect was for Miss Black Titanic to take the footage to the police. Now, Miss Black Titanic also thinks that the ultimate goal is to bring a lawsuit against Melody to get her off the show. Now, this particular theory, I'm not 100% sure of, only because Love and Marriage Huntsville is Carlos King's bread and butter. Even with the blackout, its ratings have to be the highest out of all of his shows that he produces, not only on the OWN network, but even his spin-off shows that he produces for WeTV, like Grown and Gospel, Bold and Bougie. I'm confident that the LAMH ratings, even with a blackout, with several 100,000 people not watching the show anymore, that LAMH's ratings right now are still higher than all of his other shows. Even with the Love and Marriage Huntsville show having the lowbrow cheating storylines amongst multiple people, LAMH is still a stronger show than Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Detroit. Also, a judge in their right mind would have to realize that grown adults' actions have nothing to do with one reality TV star. And if they tried to bring about a lawsuit to try and get Melody off, in my opinion, the natural thing to do would be to countersue. And she would have a slew of evidence showing, lopsided production where they allow a gang up against her over and over and over again. And how she has to invest in her own security when on set against we know who. So that's the only theory that I'm not 100% sure about. But I want to go ahead and just take a stroll down memory lane. When Miss Black Titanic, she never got past the parking lot of the warehouse. And we all know whose energy was on 10. Okay, shout out to Destiny, okay, for her on 10 song. So let's go ahead and, take the stroll down memory lane. Here we go.
I thought it was empty, y'all. I thought. We're just looking for you guys. I'm part of the. Okay, so you guys are lovely. Y'all should be coming. Nobody no older. It's okay.
I'm really glad that Miss Black Titanic did not go there alone. Oh my gosh, because her friend Shay, totally matched Stormy's energy. So I think that was good because when they, Miss Black Titanic, she's walking through the parking lot. She says, we're gonna look for, this the suite number 5. I'm paraphrasing, and we think that this is the warehouse. So some like the Starbucks that I went to tonight after work, this particular Starbucks, it looks like really tinted from the outside, just like that warehouse. So you have to kind of remind yourself that some businesses, they'll have like that tinted look. Now, Miss Black Titanic said, oh, I thought it was empty because of the windows being so tinted. So I think that that's a natural thought. And it's something that I tell myself, like, oh, yeah, some businesses, they do have that look. But Courtney came out. He said, what are you guys doing here? And Miss Black Titanic said, "Oh, we were just coming because we, figured that your business was here." And he goes, "You all can't be here recording. We're gonna call the police." And then Stormi, now Stormi's at the door, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, we should have called the police. Y'all YouTube 304s, weird AF, weird AF." And Shay goes, "Ain't nobody no 304." And then Stormy just kind of escalated from there. I think that she probably thought she was both exposing, and then also she could intimidate Miss Black Titanic and her friend because they were more seasoned, but everything backfired when Miss Black Titanic went to law enforcement. And because of everything that she was going through personally, she asked the prosecution to drop the case. It is Noel Pros, Nol, and the next word is Pros. And I just Googled that and the word Alabama to get Alabama specific state law to try and get an understanding about it. So kudos to Miss Black Titanic for the expose and breaking it down so clearly. And oh my gosh. So they've already filmed the reunion, because I would say, oh my gosh, if they hadn't filmed the reunion, this would have been intel for Melody to bring up for sure. But it's okay, because if the millimeter storyline circles the block for season 8/9, she can always bring this up then as well. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows, Style, and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that you had a terrific Tuesday. I did. I can't complain. And we're going to all have a wonderful Wednesday. I feel like the week, it is flying by pretty good so far. And so I'm very, very thankful for that. So I will talk with you all soon, and you take good care. Bye.